Hey everyone, it's Colin. How's it going? So you installed a front light in your Game Boy Color or Advance, but something didn't go quite right when you applied the Loca. Maybe you ended up with a bubble or dust or spidering. No matter, stick around and I'll give you a few tips on how to fix it. So first things first, to get this out of the way, once the Loca is cured, there's really no way to fix problems in place. That means you have to remove the front light and try again. How easy this is to do depends on the Loca you used, but it all starts the same way. I find a craft knife to be the best tool for this. They have thin blades and the handle gives you really good control. Stand the screen up on one edge on a cutting mat or piece of cardboard, then slide the knife between the front light and the glass of the LCD. Push the knife down and cut through the Loca bond. Once you reach the bottom, flip the screen over and do the other half of the front light. But be careful around the ribbon cable. If you cut it, the screen is trashed. Once you've cut through the Loca, you should be able to pull the front light away from the LCD. There's going to be Loca still stuck to the glass of the screen, so that needs to get removed next. If you used inexpensive Loca or something like Osaka 6, you'll probably need to scrape the residue off. Those Locas tend to form stiffer bonds once cured. For these, a single-edge razor blade is going to be the best tool. Just be careful that you don't cut the screen or yourself. If you use something like Osaka 7, the job is much easier. This Loca cures with a flexible bond, and you can just peel it away with your fingers. It behaves a lot like rubber cement. Once you get all the Loca removed, give the LCD a good cleaning with isopropyl alcohol to remove any residue. I like these prep pads that you can get from the pharmacy. They're inexpensive and don't leave any stray fibers behind. Now, what about the front light you removed? Chances are it's ruined. It's not practical to try to clean it up, as using a razor would scratch up the plastic, and any chemicals that would dissolve the Loca would also damage the front light. It's best to start over with a new one. Good thing they're pretty inexpensive. So how do you prevent problems to begin with? The most common thing I hear about are air bubbles. When you apply the Loca, lay it down in an X-shaped pattern. This encourages it to spread outwards from the middle and push any bubbles out with it. If you apply it in a circle or square shape, it's just going to trap bubbles right in the center. Now, if you do still end up with a bubble, don't just leave it. Before the Loca cures, apply pressure against the screen on one side of the bubble, and then swirl the front light around a little bit. You'll find that the bubble will start to move away from the side you're applying pressure to. Keep this up, and you can push the bubble towards the edge. The other major problem is spidering. That's when you get cracks in the Loca due to incomplete curing. Before you install the front light, remove the reflective strip from the side that's going up against the LCD. Install it as usual, then let it cure for a while. But after the front light is bonded, remove the other reflective strip and let it cure some more. That'll make sure all the Loca gets exposed to UV light. After it's all done, you can reinstall the strip. If you don't have a spare, I've found that aluminum tape from the hardware store makes for a good replacement. So that should be everything you need to know to fix front light mistakes and prevent them from happening again. If you've run into trouble and found a way to fix it that I didn't cover here, feel free to leave it down in the comments to help others. But in any event, with the right tools and a little bit of care and patience, you'll do just fine. Now, before anyone freaks out, no, I didn't waste a perfectly good front light or LCD in this episode. They were defective parts sent in by, who else, Handheld Legends, so they deserve a big shout out and thank you for helping me with this one. If you liked the video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. That helps me out quite a bit. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at thisdoesnotcomp, and as always, thanks for watching. Hey everyone, it's Colin, how's it going? So you installed a front light in your Game Boy Color or Advance, but something didn't go quite right when you applied the Loca. Maybe you ended up with a bubble or dust or spidering. Maybe I had a voice crack there and totally f***ed it up right in the first paragraph.